Hello and welcome back. Today I'm in the Netherlands, in the glorious sunny city of Amsterdam. First impressions, what a gorgeous city. Look at this, absolutely beautiful, very picturesque. The sun is beaming down, morale is high. But the real question is, Owen, why even Amsterdam? What is the reason for this trip? Well, today I am being joined on this channel for the first ever time by a very special guest. He's bold, he's old enough to be my dad, he's got more followers on TikTok than Amsterdam does people. It's Phil C84, or just Phil for short. Anyway, it's currently 11 o'clock here in Amsterdam. Phil should be landing in the next hour, so I'll come back once he arrives. I am back, just leaving the Explore hostel where I'm sharing a room with 9 other blokes, which is a slightly interesting experience. But anyway, Phil's hotel is about a 200-meter walk from where I'm staying, which is really ideal. So we are now on a wild goose chase for a wild Phil. Right, I've found Phil. Phil, any words for the camera, to the audience?
I'm about to get run over.
We're in the middle of a road, there's bikes everywhere.
I'm hungry, tired and thirsty. We are going on a boat. So yeah,
I'm being dragged towards this boat across the river. I don't know where we're going, but there's apparently some massive swing on the other side, so that should be a good little laugh. Right, so we have now reached the other side of the river after a 2-minute free journey. So apparently all ferries, this is chaos, sorry chaps, sorry. Apparently all ferries within, or little boats across the river in Amsterdam are free, so that makes travel much, much easier. That's the swing up there that I alluded to a minute ago. We might do that tomorrow. I think I've lost Phil. I think today's plan is probably the Heineken brewery.
Yeah, I think we're going to put an Insta story out and see what people say.
Yeah, because we've got no idea what we're actually going to do today. We've got no plans. We're here on a whim, really. So it's kind of, yeah, it's just a case of sort of see what happens, really, and kind of hope for the best. Update, a bit of a chaotic 5 minutes there, but me and Phil have now reached this lovely pub just down from the river. We're going to get a quick pint and a bite to eat whilst we strategise and work out what the plan of the day is going to be. And yeah, so I mean, so far there's no plans, but we're going to make one and put a little Instagram story out and see who replies with best recommendations, and then we'll go from there. And here we go, when times get tough, get a pint of beer. Cheers, Phil. A pint in the sun is one of life's greatest pleasures. And as for the food, Phil has gone for a lovely eggs Benedict. I've gone for a portion of chips. Give it a quick taste test. To quote the Churchill dog, oh yes. Perfectly salted, bit of mayonnaise. So far, so good. So a lovely pint consumed, some chips and an egg Benedict. I've met Phil numerous times, and that's by far the most hangry I've seen you in the last.
I was absolutely fuming because my plane was delayed this morning, so I had to rush for an earlier plane. So I didn't eat anything at the airport. That's the first. It's 3 o'clock. That's the first thing I've eaten all day. So yeah, I was a bit below par before there, but I feel back. I feel focused again now. He's now calmed down. He's back in the right mindset. We're now making our way towards the metro. I mean, the fact that those boats are free, that would cost you an arm and a leg in the UK. Now, we have both put up an Instagram story each of Amsterdam recommendations. And like I was saying, Phil is a much, much bigger creator than I am. So my responses have been more towards illegal activities and slightly provocative areas of Amsterdam that I can't show on camera because of YouTube guidelines. However, Phil has got a very interesting DM from, let's just say, a very well-known, famous musician. Is this a real DM? Is it actually genuine? We don't know, but we are currently making our way to the Ziggo Arena, which is about a 20,000 seat arena in the south of Amsterdam, and it could be a big sort of pull your leg moment and he's winding us up, but if this is true and if this comes off, it could be quite a mental thing for a bucket list. Now, like I was saying earlier, first impressions of Amsterdam, very gorgeous city, very picturesque, very beautiful. I mean, look at the amount of bikes here. I'm convinced there's more bikes than people. Well, that's how it feels anyway. But that was at 9:30 earlier in the morning. It's now 3:30 in the afternoon, and it still is a gorgeous, picturesque, beautiful city. But there is now a certain smell in the air of a certain substance that, if you've been to Amsterdam or anywhere in the Netherlands, you'll know exactly what I'm referring to. But anyway, we're now back at our little hostel area. Well, I say hostel, Phil's in a hotel because he's a bit fancier than I am here. I can't quite afford that luxury just yet. Trying to cross the road without being hit by a tram or a bike is a nightmare in the Netherlands. Yeah, he's going to get some cash out from his safe and drop some things off in his room. And then we're making our way on the metro line. These bikes are mental, towards the Ziggo Arena
in the hope that this comes to fruition. So after a lovely short trip on the metro line through Amsterdam, we're now about 5 miles south of the city centre. This is the Johan Cruyff Arena, home of Ajax. Like I always say, it's not quite Wycombe Wanderers Adams Park, but it's a close comparison really. We are now making our way towards the slightly smaller Ziggo Dome, Ziggo Arena, whatever it's called, to see, hopefully, a very famous musician. So over there is the home of Ajax Football Club, and over here is the Ziggo Dome. Now, it's been long enough. It's time to admit who we might be seeing this afternoon, this evening, and it is Chesney Hawkes and James Blunt. Now, with respect, Chesney Hawkes has one global super song, which is I Am the One and Only, and James Blunt has a few more iconic classics, such as Goodbye My Lover. This is the Ziggo Dome. If we've been stringed along by some hooligan hacking into someone's laptop, messaging Phil on a whim, then sucks to be us. But if we get into this, and this is a genuine invite, backstage VIP to a James Blunt and Chesney Hawkes gig, then my luck is well and truly in, and like I've said numerous times, fingers crossed. We're making our way to the crew entrance. I'm hardly crew, but this is the door we're going through. This is really exciting. Hello. So we've made it. We have now, me and Phil have snuck backstage to the Chesney Hawkes concert with the one and only himself. This is a pretty surreal event. I don't know how this happened. It's all Phil's contacts.
Security.
But we've made it, and this is a pretty wild turn really. So yeah, we're backstage at Chesney Hawkes and James Blunt. That was Chesney Hawkes, and now we're being led by Chesney's manager, James, onto the tour bus. I'm following Phil here, dangerously. Look at this.
It's the final night of the tour. It's allowed to be messy.
This is my first time ever in a tour bus.
It won't be your last, I'm sure.
Uno on the side as well.
Uno.
So it gets very aggressive. Uno. It's Uno port and cheese. Is the
right.
kind of is the evening. This is that sort of 2 o'clock in the morning as you're going over the Alps or something. It's port, whiskey, cheese, and aggressive Uno playing with Phoenix Nights on the TV.
Oh.
last night, but I would assume it's full of alcohol.
Yeah, there's a fair bunch there, yeah. This is the bathroom. Not quite as luxurious as the rest of the cabin, but
no number 2s on the bus.
No, is that a rule?
It is an absolute rule, yeah.
And these are all the sleeping compartments.
This is the non-snoring compartment, and then all the snorers have to be in here away, put together.
Is there quite a few of them?
They've got these little beds, little plugs, Egyptian cotton.
It's quite cosy.
It's very nice, yeah.
This is a life of luxury.
They got a PlayStation and
oh yeah,
Bose surround sound, all the trimmings.
What games have we got? Call of Duty World War II. So what do you do if you need a poo on the bus? You have to stop somewhere and go to a restroom on the side of the motorway.
You either stop at the service station, yeah, which pisses everyone off. If someone needs a shit at like 3 o'clock in the morning, then
a bit of a breeze can fix the issue, surely.
No, it's just it's not that. You know, if it gets blocked and you can't stop, it's awful. Someone was sick on the bus, got food poisoning on this current tour, which is not a lot of fun.
No.
There is you can't stop, so that is going in the loo, and that smell is going everywhere in the bus.
That was backstage with Chesney Hawkes, singer of I Am the One and Only, and his tour bus, which as you saw just there was pretty luxurious. Obviously the first thing I asked was how do you poo on a tour bus, which is a great way to open up the conversation with the manager of Chesney Hawkes, a global superstar. But anyway, me and Phil are now sat by ourselves in the middle of the 17,000 seater Ziggo Dome Arena, waiting for Chesney Hawkes to begin his sound check. Very weird feeling being in what is a massive arena. I mean, look at the size of it. It's like St James's Park, except it's empty. So therefore, it's more like the Etihad on the match day against Fulham at 3 PM. It feels quite strange. It's just me and Phil sat here. Chesney's over there. Obviously, this can be sold out later on. Everyone's going to be singing, I am the one and only. That's a terrible rendition. He'll do it much better than I do. But yeah, it's a huge, huge arena. This is incredible. And that's just the sound check. This is not even close to the real thing. This is insane. So that was Backstage in the Ziggo Dome, seeing the tour bus, seeing the sound check, seeing sort of behind the scenes. Me and Phil are now wandering to the Heineken bar for a couple of beers whilst they sort of set up fully for the gig later on. But yeah, so far, what an unreal atmosphere and experience this has been. Cheers to Chesney and James Blunt. So, pint or pint consumed. We had a Heineken and I then downed an Amstel Rosé, and we're now making our way to the Ziggo Dome to find our seats in the concert and see Chesney Hawkes and James Blunt perform live, which is yeah, one for the grandkids, definitely. I'm now in the concourse of the Ziggo Arena, looking after Phil's fries whilst he goes to the bar to buy a couple of pints. And yeah, our seats aren't bad. We're sat bang in the middle, really. Not far from where I was sat earlier for the sound check, so good seats right in the middle. It should be quite good acoustics. Not that I'm a musician who knows what acoustics means, but yeah, this has been a pretty surreal day. And yet again, cheers. Cheers. I'll tell you what, Heineken's not a bad beer. It's not top of my list, but it's a solid staple. It does the job. And it's not around. I mean, how much does that cost?
It's a lot. It's a good beer. I wouldn't pay €8 a pint for it, but we have done.
What's that in UK? Like £6, £6.50?
Oh, no, it's 7. So it's basically 10% off, isn't it?
So it's London prices. Yeah,
it's London prices, and but Heineken is reliable. It's like the Ford.
It does the job. Yeah.
Stay on your feet, guys. What are you doing sitting down? Cheers. Anybody remember? Some of you. All right, have a wonderful night with James. I know you will. Thank you so much for having us. This is the one and only. Help me out with this one.
So that was Chesney Hawkes. I couldn't show too much because of one, it was quite dark in there, and two, because of YouTube guidelines, but oh my god, what a performance. I'd be lying if I say I knew many of his songs, but one and only, that is an absolute classic, and seeing it live, I've got slight goosebumps here. I am the whole crowd belting it out in unison. Oh, what an occasion. The atmosphere, the passion, electric behaviour that was. But yeah, we've got a short wait now until James Blunt starts. Me and Phil got 2 more pints of Heineken here. I've had about 4 or 5 pints, but I feel weirdly quite okay. I don't know about you, how are you feeling after a few pints?
Fine, yeah. No, I mean, in Amsterdam, you need to be sort of in an alternative mindset to feel normal, don't you? So yeah. But
yeah, usually after 4 pints, I'm a bit on my backside, slowing around. But I feel pretty. I could drive a car right now.
No, you couldn't. No. He could not drive a car, and nor could you. Apart from the farmers. The farmers can drive after that amount.
Right, there's now some bells ringing from the massive speakers in the concourse of the Ziggo Arena, which I think is a sign that James Blunt is about to start performing. So me and Phil...
There's no way I'm getting through this without needing a piss, and we are right in the middle of everyone.
Yeah, our seats are great for a view, but when you need a piss, our seats are the worst possible seats in the entire world. But I just walked into a wall. Anyway, we're now making our way back to our seats with our half pints of Heineken. I think Phil's gone the wrong way. So, like I was saying, you couldn't see earlier because it was so dark, but these are our seats at the concert. We're pretty much bang in the middle, really.
Are you going to tell them what you just did?
Yeah, I have just dropped my GoPro in my pint of beer. So my GoPro is currently covered in Heineken, and at €8 a pint, it's that's quite a costly mistake to make. So, anyway, new pint of Heineken acquired after dropping my GoPro in the old pint and spilling it everywhere. But we're now making our way back to our seats just in time for James Blunt.
You're beautiful, it's true.
Right, so I've just rushed to the toilet. He has about 3 songs left, so those last 3, at least 2, are going to be absolute bangers. So the one he's playing currently, I'm not too familiar with, so therefore I don't mind running to the men's toilet. I can't film in there, so I'll talk to you outside. I'm a bit drunk, I'm a bit battered. I've had a few too many Heinekens. Right, toilet break done and dusted. We're now running back to our seats to witness the last 3 tunes. Oh, it's very loud. Right, here we go. Oh my God, how good was that? I can't put into words how good it was seeing James Blunt live in Amsterdam. That was, I am slightly shaken. Anyway, I have lost Phil. He's rushed off backstage to meet the celebs. I am running to the XL Lockers department to get my bag because that closes 1 hour after the event. So if I'm not here within 1 hour of the event closing, my bag is locked there overnight, so I can't risk losing that. So I'm running into the lockers section now to retrieve my bag, and then we'll go and meet Chesney and James. Right, so the bag has been acquired from the locker, and we are making our way back towards the main entrance. I mean, there's a huge chance they say piss off, but I'm on the guest list with Chesney Hawkes, so hopefully that does me some good and gets me inside. We're past the first range of security. Let's see how far we can get. I mean, everyone's going the other way to me, so I do stick out like a sore thumb, but fingers crossed and hope for the best. Right, so we're now back in the main concourse arena. I was just stopped by a security guard who questioned why I came back into the arena, but I showed him the green wristbands and he quickly went, okay, no worries, fair enough. And we are back on our way to try and find Chesney Hawkes, James Blunt, and most importantly, my friend Phil. I don't know where he's gone. We're now kind of in the backstage areas. I'm not quite sure where we are. We really are backstage. I mean, there's coffee here, and there's beer. Is that free? Oh, it's drinking water. If that was a free beer tap, I'd be all over it. But anyway, I've not seen Phil in the last half an hour. I'm literally at the back of the stage. That's mental. What? I'm not sure I should be here. I'm gonna wander through and have a look. This is the stage being taken down as we speak. Look at this.
Step out, please. I've got a hard hat on. Thank you.
Sorry. So I've just been told to leave because I'm not wearing a hard hat. Fair enough. Right, so I have now somehow made it to a very backstage part of the arena. I'm not sure what's down there. Through here is nothing. And through here is just kind of people working. So let's go up these stairs. And honestly, at this point we are hoping for the best, but let's keep on going up. Right, floor 1. Anyway, I've now finally made it. I'm back with Phil.
We're here. We're now in the top bar. James is next door. We've got all the stars with us, so we've got to be a little bit careful what we film. I'm going to have to hold Owen on a bit of a leash so he doesn't bring the whole...
I've got a beer, so I'm okay.
Yeah, we've got unlimited free drink.
Now with the one and only James Blunt.
Chesney Hawkes, you can't say that because of... You need to say something else.
I thought you were incredible. I thought you were genuinely outstanding.
You've been drinking, haven't you?
I've had a few beers. Yeah, what gave it away? So that was James Blunt. A quite awkward interaction, to put it lightly. Phil was cringing behind the camera, but here we are back in the main arena.
I don't think you've ever met anyone which wasn't an awkward interaction. So
No.
I thought it went pretty well for you, to be honest.
Anyway, me and Phil are now back at the city centre. Yeah, what a terrible interaction. I think the first mishap was saying, James Blunt, you are the one and only, which is the main song of the guy that gave him the support act for his gig tonight. So that wasn't a good start. But anyway, I'm now back in the main city centre of Amsterdam. I have just dropped Phil off at his hotel and I'm making my way back to the Explore hostel. So it's now the morning after the night before. I think I had one too many Heinekens last night, so I thought I'd do the recap and the debrief now. But oh my god, what a night that was! What an experience that was! I mean, where do you begin? We were sat in a random pub with no real plans for the afternoon, and then we end up backstage at a James Blunt and Chesney Hawkes concert, asking his manager, where do you poo on the tour bus? But yeah, that pretty much concludes the video. I'm not sure how it's going to look until I edit it. Things got a bit messy last night. I couldn't film too much in the concert because of obviously YouTube copyright laws, and also it was really dark in there, so you wouldn't see much anyway. But yeah, from a random pub in Amsterdam to James Blunt, what a mental experience. And if you enjoyed the video, as always, make sure you give it a like, drop a comment and subscribe. It really means a lot, and I look forward to seeing you next time.